Have you ever wondered why 80% of the MSPs out there today never break the $1 million mark, never grow, never really make any kind of profits? They're plagued with cheap clients, small clients, clients that aggravate them and don't appreciate what they do, despite the fact that right now the demand for outsourced IT support and services is booming, being driven by cybersecurity and compliance. Well, I'll tell you why. It's because they don't have an effective sales function in their business, and it's killing them. And in this video, I'm going to tell you the truth as to why this is hurting you, how it's hurting you, and what you can do to start fix this, even if you have zero background in sales and zero experience in sales, and you're one of those techie kind of owners that really doesn't know how to approach this, might even be a little afraid to get into sales. That's what's coming up in this video. Hey, Robbins here, founder of TMT, where we specialize in working with small and mid-size IT firms, MSPs, MSSPs, IT service companies, to not only get more clients, but better quality clients through strategic sales and marketing systems. And let me tell you, I've been doing this for 20 years. I've worked with thousands of MSPs, startups to larger ones, $40, $50 million a year. And let me tell you, one of the things that keeps small MSPs small and struggling is a complete lack of a sales function in their business. And one of the problems that a lot of MSPs have is when they start their business, they come from the operations technical background. So they've never, ever carried a quota. They've never been in sales. They've never had to go hunt business, to prospect, to negotiate deals, and like I said, to hit a quota. So they really don't have any knowledge or experience there. They just know how to do a great job at IT. The other problem is because they don't have sales and marketing background, they have no sales systems in place, no marketing systems in place to bring them good qualified opportunities. So they participate in what I call vulture marketing, where you basically wait for some piece of business to die in front of you and then you go jump on the carcass and peck at it with the rest of the vultures, which is really not a good plan. And because of all these things, because of your technical background, having no experience in sales, really not knowing where to start, you don't have any sales function in your business. So when I talk to an MSP and they come to me and they want to grow, and I ask them, who's in charge of sales in your organization? Who's in charge of new client acquisition and making sure you hit certain targets for growth? They say, there's 3 people on my team. It's me, myself, and I. And then I say, well, how trained are these people? And they say, 0. I have 0 experience. That's why I'm talking to you. So this hurts you in a lot of ways, and you might not even realize how much it's hurting you. And one of the ways, obviously, it hurts you is you're not getting any growth. Like I said, you're doing the vulture marketing plan. You don't have those opportunities because you're not doing prospecting. You don't have a process in place to open opportunities and work those opportunities and work those relationships. So obviously, sales is not something that's just happens. You don't luck upon it. You don't just go, well, I'm pretty mediocre or really grossly inadequate in sales, and oh, look at this, I've got abundance of customers wanting to do business with me. It doesn't work that way. You've got this thing called competition, and your competition is going to eat you alive because some of your competitors are sales driven. The CEOs are ambitious. They've got a sales background. They understand that function, and they are going to go out and hunt and get the best customers, the ones that have a flexible wallet and a budget for IT, who appreciate what you do and are in need of what you do, but they're going to get to them first, and they're going to sell them on why they should do business with them versus doing business with you. So because of this, you end up with a lot of crappy clients because you're basically taking the leftovers. So you take the people who are looking for cheap IT, who don't want to spend the money, and that's how you're winning clients. Because you don't have a good sales function, you lower your prices or you sell for a lot less than you could, because to get the better quality clients and get the higher prices requires that you understand how to have those conversations with a new prospect and negotiate your fees and show the value and demonstrate the value and even knock out the incumbent provider, because the really good clients are already outsourcing their support to someone else. I mean, think about it. They're not sitting around. Really good clients who need IT are not sitting around going, man, I wish there was an IT company around here we could call. I mean, there's an abundance of them. So in order for you to win, you have to be able to sell them on why to do business with you, and knock out that incumbent and show them the value and differentiate yourself and negotiate your fees and get those best possible clients. And again, because you don't have that, you end up with a bunch of crappy clients, and then you cling to those crappy clients that frustrate you and your team, that are slow paying, don't pay you a lot, just really aren't good for your business. You end up keeping them because you can't replace them again because you don't have a good sales function. So the question then is, if that's you, where do you start? And the place you need to start is you need to get some sort of sales training. Selling is not something you're just born with. Selling is a skill, just like the skills you learned how to support a network or how to implement a cybersecurity protocol in a business, or any skill that you learned. Selling is no different. There's systems, there's structure, there's a process to it. And you don't want to go out there and be a fool and just try and figure it out on your own. Say, well, I'll just get some sales calls or hire some salespeople and we'll just sling hash and see what happens. You're going to be banging your head against the wall, making a bunch of mistakes that are unnecessary, because you can find somebody else who's been there successfully, who can give you the recipe to it, who can give you the playbook. And then you learn from that. So that is what I would strongly recommend that you do. You've got to be in some sort of mentoring program, sales training program. You, the owner, need to do this. Because if you don't know how to sell, and the structure and what the expectations are and what the activities are that need to happen, how are you going to recruit salespeople? How are you going to lead a good sales team? How are you going to build that function in your business if you have absolutely no knowledge of it whatsoever? And the answer is you won't. What you're going to end up doing is hiring one salesperson after another, being disappointed, being frustrated, wasting a lot of time and money. And then you're just going to end up going back to just doing it yourself. And then you're the bottleneck to growth. So again, you need that training. So one of the things that we have going on coming up depending on when you're watching this video, a couple of months, couple of weeks, is we have a 2-day deep dive workshop on sales for MSP specifically. And the workshop is about building your sales function in your business, because it's not just about you being a better salesperson. It's about understanding the roles, the responsibilities, how do you build that team, where do you start, and so forth. And so the way to get to that 2-day workshop and learn more about it is to click on the link that's going to be somewhere in this video, again, depending on where you're watching it, and learn the details of this event. We are going to be doing a complete deep dive into how to build that function. Where do you start? And I know most of you are not really savvy salespeople, so it's okay if you're completely inept at this. And even if you're really good, we're still going to cover a lot of materials that are going to outline you exactly how the sales function should work and who to hire, where to start, etc. So to learn more about this MSP Sales Roadshow, which is the URL, mspsalesroadshow.com, you go to that website. While you're there, you can download our free sales playbook checklist, which will outline to you all the functions, the people, the process that you're going to have and build in your MSP to have a working sales function. And that is a resource that's completely free. Again, you're going to find it on that website, MSP Sales Blueprint, or excuse me, mspsalesroadshow.com, where you're going to get the blueprint to selling and how successful MSPs approach sales, so that you don't have to make the mistakes. You can shortcut your journey to getting better clients and learning how to sell, not in a sleazy, scummy way, but in a very professional way that positions you as a trusted authority, a trusted advisor, not a sales guy, and definitely not the Maytag repair guy. So click on the link somewhere around this video, go over to that website, get registered for the event. And then while you're there, make sure you also download that free resource, which is the checklist that all MSPs need to build that sales function in your business. So go click on the link now, and I'll see you there.